Andrew and I just dug 10 startles. Can you believe that?
Yep.
I said we would dig until lunchtime. What time did we even start digging? I don't know.
Had to be around 11.
I
10:30.
10:30 maybe, and it's 11:55, so it's not even lunchtime yet. It's close. So it's pattern tile day. I like doing lots of runs. That's fun to me. And we're going to be putting the 3-inch on to do the pattern now. This is a 3-inch pipe, which some people use. I've seen it happen a little more frequently around here. I actually saw somebody else actually installing some 3-inch pipe on 20-foot centers not too far from us. There's a difference between a 3 and a 4 regular slit here. What's nice about this 3-inch pipe is that we can actually use tap tees here, which you guys will see, but we can hole saw into the side of a 6-inch. That's why we're going to use the 3 instead of maybe a 4, because we can hole saw a 3 into a 6. The 4 into the 6 is but it speeds things up significantly, because when you dig a start hole, all you got to do is dig down, expose the pipe, dig a little bit of a trench big enough to hole saw, versus if you were to do like a T or something like that, you got to dig down, expose the whole pipe, dig it, split it, just like you're putting a Hickam bottom in. It's a lot more work to put in a T than a tap T. Stringing them out, putting them in. Okay, so here's how our 3-man system's working. I survey, drop the plow into the hole, we feed it, which you guys just saw, and then Dad and Andrew go off and string it while I make the previous holes run connection. Hopefully we finish up this project here today. It's gonna be tight. What do we got? Oh, it's 3 o'clock. I don't think we'll finish this project here today. Dang it, I was really hoping to get done. That's gonna stink. Maybe, it depends on how much tile we got left. We're on the pattern deal here. We're chipping away. Got the side that was going north done this morning, had 3 more runs on it. Things are going really good. Quad track's working good. We're holding grade beautifully. Fixing this up. Blue Dog's just kind of chilling. Question of the video. One of the questions is if you put in these structures and dump water in the ditches and things like that, and this is a good question, does that affect your neighbor downstream? As in, the thought is that you're pushing more water to your neighbor downstream, making them have flooding issues and things like that? Well, actually, it'd be kind of the opposite of that. So the water going to the neighbor, that water's pretty much already going there. So we're not fighting gravity. So we're just taking the water below the surface instead of on the surface. So the water that was designated to go to a neighbor is still the same water that's going to the neighbor. The exact opposite of what, you know, people might think is, oh, you're flooding the neighbor or something like that. You're actually helping the neighbor somewhat, because if you can slow the water down by catching it as it comes down the hill and the catch basins and the terraces and things like that, and let that water go down in a controlled form, you're going to release water steadily for a longer period of time, versus if you get a 2-inch downpour, all that water is going to rush to your neighbor. So if you're controlling your water on your property and your property is above a neighbor's property, you're actually helping the neighbor out. So that's a really good question. Do you have to do things, or are you negatively affecting your neighbor by putting in terraces and things like this and dumping the water into a ditch? No, because that water's already going there. You're actually helping because you're going to control the water going there. That was a great question. Muddy down here. Another morning, on to another project. This one we're actually doing for one of my landlords, Marjorie. She allowed us to close up this waterway here this year and fix up this farm. We got the mains installed yesterday. Didn't do any filming yesterday. It got me kind of, it takes a while to do YouTube videos, and we're trying to get as much done here, because at some point Mother Nature is going to freeze me up and tell me it's time for some vacation. But the project I was doing for my dad, that's done. I'll go and fly the drone over there here. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so I think it's supposed to be like 60 degrees tomorrow on Christmas Eve. So find a nice day, fly the drones. Maybe this project and both the projects kind of show you guys some things that we're doing, some things that we're trying out, if that's what you're interested in. Today, we're gonna be doing some 4-inch runs. We're actually gonna case this waterway with 4-inch runs, bring some 4-inch. One's gonna go up kind of near the waterway. One's gonna go up and along and work its way up along the hillside there. That way when terraces get built here, this should stay really dry, and I would almost say that this could become some of the most productive parts of this farm here. Since I ran the main up that side, ended up going up that side of the waterway, probably 1 will be on that side and 2 on this side. So I gotta go dig a few start holes. Let's get at it. That's good. So this is an internal coupler. You just slide it in. Kind of, that one turned all the way around. That's a surprise. And then you just push it down. That one's a little in there a little far, but there you go. Then you want it square, it just snaps in there. You don't have to go in that far, but yeah, it happened. So you can see what we're doing here. This here is the main run that came up. That scratches the next one. And this one right here, we'll just go and install, is encasing the waterway. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it or not, but this will be the first time we've done something like this. People have told me that this works. I believe them, because there's a lot of good dirt usually in the waterways, but that's going to sit wet still. So if this helps dry this up, I really do think that this makes this whole thing a lot more productive. And then farming the farm makes it easier too, because waterways seem cheap, but they aren't. They take maintenance and everything else that comes with them. This way, yeah, there's maybe a little maintenance on terraces, but it's gonna work. So here's something you never thought you'd see. I am actually laying out the terraces right now that will be built here. Probably not this year, those are still broken. But it's 720 feet from the property line, which is 12, hold on, we gotta raise this. Yep, that's the feeder plow up. And we'll stop here. Hold on one second. But we're 720 feet away from the property line. So that's 12 planter passes. So that means that we'll be able to farm this directly north and south, and the terraces won't end up like third of the way through a planter pass. It's laid out that correctly. There's a couple other scratches in there. The same thing happened. We actually tried to go 3 planter passes on a terrace. Didn't like the way that actually looked out, so we moved it to 2 planter passes. That's kind of our standard deal. project here that you guys were just watching is done, or actually you were watching the other project, but these projects are done. We're actually after Christmas now. We have at least, well, this video and then at least one more video. Molly actually comes and helps me do some tiling on another project. That was a pretty fun day, so that'll be another video coming for you guys. But I wanted to fly the drone for the people that don't get the big picture of this stuff, but that will be after the credits here. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Don't know if we're done for the year or not. It's going to depend on the weather coming up here. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain or snow tomorrow and then get cold, so we could be done pulling pipe for the year. I could be going towards vacation time for a little bit. We'll see. But hey, enjoy the drone footage. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on the way out. Like always, thanks for hanging out with us down here in the good old Southern IA, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, time for a quick overview of some of the projects that have been going on here. The first two lines you guys are going to look at, those are going to be on each end of a berm terrace, kind of catching water coming off of each side. Then we're panning over two waterways, which are the tan color for you guys. Inlets were installed, and then it also connected to the pattern tile mains that we're dumping into those waterways, so those waterways will be able to be farmed through now with terraces built. Then we're panning over to another waterway, same principle here. We'll be able to close that one up with terraces, control the water. We were actually going to pull more tile off of there, pattern tile off of there, but we ran out of pipe. And then the arrows that we're pointing at now are kind of shadowy looking. Those are actually tile runs installed by somebody a long time ago that aren't working and need to be worked on. Now we're looking at the pattern tile there, 3-inch on 20-foot centers on the flats. That really installed very, very nicely. We'll fix that up. Now we're looking at some more draws. Every draw on this farm got a piece of pipe ran up it so it can have terraces built like the ones that the arrows are pointing at now. All in all, on this project, we're looking at about 20,000 feet installed, 26 inlets. Gained somewhere less than an acre, but it might be close to an acre. I would say that it estimated we gained 30 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes in less operating time to operate the farm, depending upon the pass. All in all, a very, very successful project. Now we'll go and flip on over to the next one that we're looking at here, and you can see this is where we're talking about encasing the waterways with 4-inch runs there. Those were on 50-foot centers. The arrows that are pointing now are the scratches kind of going across your screen. That's where terraces will be built in the future. Brought those pipes all the way up to the end of the waterway. That's going to catch all the water coming off the neighbor. Should really help that out. Then the next one we're going to be putting an arrow on is a 5-inch pipe that it actually is just catching a little bit of water coming off that flat. There'll be a little berm terrace there. And then the one at the bottom of the screen, again, is 4-inch pipes on each side and the 6 coming up the middle to catch all the water coming off the flats. You can actually tell that the water wasn't wanting to run where the waterway was. We actually put the pipe where the water was wanting to run. And then the last one we're going to look at here, and I won't talk too much about it because Molly and I will be doing it, a video on it. That's the next video you guys get to see. This is just a 4-inch pipe that's going to snake its way up through a field here. I think there might have been an old railroad bed or something around here, but there's kind of a corner of this farm that has really struggled to perform the last couple of years, and just to make sure that it's actually getting caused by a drainage issue and not something that was done previously due to the railroad bed that was coming through this area, that you know, the investment in a drainage project here would actually pay off versus kind of a shooting from the hip type of deal. Both ways, it's going to be a good investment. So hopefully that gives you guys an idea of some of the things we've been trying. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.